Today I'm going to be speaking to you about social media and suicide. Today I'm going to inform you about the death rate and the effects of suicide due to social media. There are several contributing factors to the suicide rate resulting from social media. Some of those main causes are suicide are cyberbullying, cyber suicide pacts, and contagion effects, which is the media's influence on suicide and the methods that they use. So I will be speaking on that today and how cyber bullying, suicide pacts, and the need to become popular contributes to those effects from social media. So to get started, what exactly is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is using technology means to intimidate, spread rumors, slander, harass, threaten, or otherwise use digital media to abuse someone mentally, emotionally, or verbally. So that happens a lot. Normally that's something that used to happen face to face, more in person, but now since our main form of communication in today's society seems to be technology, so it's becoming a common forum for that. So over 80% of teens use mobile phones regularly, making it a most common medium for cyberbullying. Bullying victims are 2 to 9 times more likely to be considered suicide. That plays on their self-esteem, and normally it happens to people that do have low self-esteem. So they're just finding a different method of delivering it. Suicide is the third leading cause of death among young people, resulting from 4,400 deaths per year, according to the American Center of Disease Control. Over 14% of students have considered suicide, and almost 7% have attempted it. So those are numbers that range from people that have been bullied in some form or fashion. So, there's different platforms for social media, and you might want to know what those platforms are, but they do exist. So that could be your IG, your Twitter account, Facebook. Those are all forms of YouTube, which was like the beginning of it all, of the posting of the videos, allowing people to do something different. So yes, I would say YouTube kind of pioneered that social media platform trend. So in terms of that, you go from the bullying to the cyber suicide pacts. I feel that that's a strong result of the effects of the bullying, where other people that have been bullied go to forums where they try to find people that have been in the same situation as themselves, and they form pacts of saying, hey, I don't want to be here anymore, let's die. And typically there are people who don't know each other, but they met on this social platform. So a suicide pact has been formed or developed between 2 or more people using the internet, usually formed among complete strangers, as I stated, who have performed or conformed to a cyber pact of saying they're going to die on this day, this time, and this is how we're going to do it. The first documented use of internet suicide pact was reported in Japan in 2000. It has now become more common form of suicide in Japan amongst, mainly younger people. I mean, you do have older people that may commit suicide as well. It's not just restricted to teens, but I would say it has a great influence on them. South Korea has one of the highest suicide rates, 24.7 out of 100,000 in 2005, and the evidence exists that cyber suicide pacts may account for almost 1/3 of their suicide in their country, which is extremely sad. That's an extremely high rate of suicide that they are experiencing, you know. And, those that don't form packs, they may want to become part of a trend or find a way to become popular because they are on social media and they are being influenced by the big cars, the big houses, the fancy cars, the fancy labels, and it makes them feel like they need they can't keep up with it, when in reality most people don't live like that. But the world is so caught up in this false representation of how life is, that everybody's living this way and life is just so great, and we can't afford big cars like Kylie Jenner or some of those kids or the rappers that people love, like the Kodak Blacks, who are young people that's 20, 21, and they have all this money, do all this cool stuff. So it starts a contagion effect to where you see videos be passed around because people want to be popular so bad. So what is the contagion effect? It's individuals aged 14 to 24, 79% reported being exposed to suicide related content through family, friends, traditional news media, which is television. I guess that's like the true form of, well, newspapers was first, but it's all of media, digital. Also, 59% found such content through the internet sources as well, according to Dunlap. As I was stating earlier, the video sharing also has gained a presence and popularity in the internet. You see them do these challenges, some which can become very dangerous, but they do it all for popularity. And they don't understand the risk or the harms that they put their lives in, going out there doing these crazy challenges just to get a like. The need to be liked by people on social media is just growing tremendously by the day, and it's sad. And some people are willing to commit suicide just to get a like. But the sad thing is, you're not here to see it. You don't know what effect your death had because you're dead. You're not here with us anymore. And you did it all for a like. It is so sad. So, it's very important that we come together to try to combat this and come up with avenues and platforms on social media that kids may have those resources that they can utilize if they are feeling depressed and sad, or to understand that they're not alone, and they don't have to succumb to those pressures of the world. So how can we do that? Observation. Talk to the kids or family members or kids that may be in your neighborhood to see what's going on with them. Experiencing how they're feeling, their mood, depression, anxiety, their behavior. Are they acting reckless? Are they sleeping too much, not enough? Those are some of the signs that we have to pay attention to. And we can make a difference. We can come together and we can stop suicide and let them know that you are not alone. And yes, it is our business. Suicide prevention is everyone's business. It's not just who's dealing with it, that family member at the time. It's all of our business. And as I end, let's reiterate several contributing factors to suicide rates result from social media. Some of the main causes of suicide are cyberbullying, suicide pacts, from people feeling depressed and they can't go on, or contagion effects. They're trying to do the latest trend of what's going on the internet, So we have to really get a grasp on this, because